What's your key argument for those people who are still undecided?
It's simple. If you think we're big enough, if you think we're strong enough, if you think we're good enough, then you will vote to leave. If you think Britain should be making its own laws, doesn't at the moment, the majority are made out here. If you believe that Britain should be paying £55 million a day to this organisation, you'll vote to leave. If you want Britain to be able to control its own borders, sign its own trade deals, if you want a Britain which is successful, strong and looks forward into the 21st century, not back into the 20th, you'll vote to leave.
And Peter?
Well, I believe you don't need actually to be a member of the European Union to export things, for example. That is a question about manufacturing good things that people want to buy. You don't have to be a member for doing that. And in Sweden right now, we, like UKIP say, we believe in Britain. We actually hope that there will be a Brexit, because right now, I would say UKIP and UK are the beacon of light in European scepticism.
So, Paul, what's your message then to the Real Good Food Company who say they've got their growth projections based on this distribution centre in Brussels?
Look, we will continue to export once we leave the European Union. One, we're protected by World Trade Organization rules, and secondly, we'll be protected by Article 8 of the Lisbon Treaty, which says that they will have to form a special relationship with their neighbours, and we will be a neighbour outside the European Union.
But we won't be in the single market.
Doesn't matter. Listen, the single market is the biggest con that you hear, right? You know, for every pound that we pay to be members of the single market, we're only actually getting around 66 pence worth of tariffs, so it's costing us more money to actually get into the single market. Look at this. You know, China last year...
Well, no, but I'm thinking about the Real Good Food Company.
Yeah, but
what are they
I'm actually
do?
talking about the bigger issue here. China exported 300 billion euros worth of goods into the single market, yet it isn't a signed-up member of the single market, but it has access. That's the key, you see. Trade will still continue. Small businesses in the northwest, and they were polled only earlier last month, said that they're fed up with EU red tape and directives which are tying their hands, and you can loosen them by leaving the European Union. Actually, the point you've made, Taj, about India proves why we should be out the European Union. The fact that we're only doing 3% of our trade with India is a disgrace.
Doesn't stop
the EU
us.
has...
Can I just explain...
You've had your say. Let me finish, Taj.
Finish.
The EU has been trying to sign a free trade deal with India for the past 8 years. It's no further on.
Peter, what would be the impact on the UK in terms of its trade if it left? Bearing in mind that I would imagine most other European countries wouldn't be very well disposed to the UK if it did leave.
I don't think it will be a problem at all, because, as I said, if you're going to trade, all the issues for all the companies is making money. That means they will directly take contact with the UK to make the necessary agreements. UK can export without a problem. As I said, you don't need European Union to export. You need good quality products.
If the president of our closest ally, the United States of America, says it's good for the United Kingdom to remain in the European Union...
We've done well listening to presidents of the United States over the years, haven't we? We wouldn't have gone into Iraq if it wasn't for George W. Bush.
Stick to immigration.
OK, I'll stick with immigration. Look, the simple fact is that the Bank of England have told us that mass immigration into this country has led to wage stagnation. Last year alone, from the European Union, 257,000 people came into our country. That is a city the size of Hull. Why can't we have an Australian points-based system? Do you know that for every £2.88 that Merseyside puts in, it only gets £1 back?
That is incorrect.
And it's £2.99 in Manchester.
Peter, if the UK leaves Europe, isn't it true, if we remain part of the single market, that we'd still have to stick with their rules and might well still have to have freedom of movement, whether we like it or not?
No. Why?
Look at Norway.
You will make your own trade agreements, of course. Look at Iceland, for example. They have managed already to make a closer trade agreement with China.
300,000 people.
And we are not even close.
We are not Iceland. We are not Norway. By your definition as a Briton, I'm qualified to comment on this. A Swedish, by your definition, not mine, a Swedish individual is not qualified to have any opinion on this by your definition.
But we are still the members of the European Union.
And I welcome your input.
So then
Peter,
I welcome Swedish.
Peter, why would the European Union be allow us to leave and still give us all the benefits that we get from it?
It's not about the European Union. As I said, different countries want to trade together. Why should we go that turn over the European Union all the time? Close the deals between the countries. That's no problem. We have done that before. People seem to think that there's no world without the European Union. Of course there is.
What's obvious is there's two people on that side who don't think Britain's good enough, OK?
No, that's
the bottom line.
So just finally, what's your predictions for what's going to happen in the referendum? Peter?
I really hope that the British people will believe in Britain, that they actually see there's no problem at all to survive without the European Union. Right now, the complete of Europe is looking at Britain. So I would say, believe in Britain. You are the beacon of light in Europe right now.
Paul?
I think that the British people will see that Cameron's so-called renegotiation didn't add up to a row of beans, that he asked for nothing, he got nothing, this place isn't going to change. In fact, it could only get worse as it expands, and we have even more harmonisation. Do you know what? I think momentum's with us, and I think on June the 24th, we'll be out the European Union.